Okay, let's do a quick audio check to see if the recording works properly this time. I have no idea why the recording is so large. If for a 1.5 hour session that I did yesterday, it was like 9 GB, 9.1 GB. That is insane. Like, that's so horrible. And there was an option to remix it into MP4, and I thought maybe that'll reduce the size by a lot. From MKV. They prefer to record it in MKV because they say that it can be recovered even if OBS crashes, which is not possible if you record directly with MP4. So for that reason, we record it in MKV, and then I thought that we should be able to remix it, and then it will have a much lesser file size. But it seems the MP4 had slightly larger file size after we did the remixing, so that was very weird. Second thing is I noticed that the sound is still quite high in when the combat music plays. Other music is fine, but combat music is like really loud in Planescape, I mean. So we need to turn that down a bit, alter our senses, reduce that music slightly more. Okay, one thing I'm noticing is that I have to keep the mic at like a perfect distance or my voice is going to blare up. It's either the music or my voice. One of the things is going to blare up at some point, so I have to be careful not to either speak too loud or not to move my mic too close. So yeah, I'll try to keep track of it this time, and we'll see where it goes. So let's return back to the game. I think we were standing right outside two of the places that we yet have to explore. I'll get you where you're going. Okay, couldn't read that. But yeah, I think we had two places here. One, yeah, this is Tenement of Thugs. I'm curious about what this is. And this is a tattoo parlor. These are two places I need to explore. And there was also some other few things in my mind which I can't, like within the hive that we have to complete, which I can't put my finger on at the moment. Hopefully we'll remember it at some point and we'll come back. But currently, yeah, I'm excited to go into these two areas. You know, it's very tempting, which I don't know which one I should go into because both of these are so mysterious at the moment. I have no idea what to expect from a tattoo parlor. What is the structure on top of the building? It's like a metallic snake-like thing that's weaving in and out of the dome of the building. Can't make sense of what it is. Or is it just 2D graphics? It looks 3D, that it's just like jutting out of the dome and it's the shadow that's being cast beneath it. Oh wow, there's a question mark. Oddly enough, this grillwork appears to have been grown, not forged. Interesting. Okay, so this is a grillwork which appears to have been grown out of the building instead of being forged into it. And there are obviously the vines that we have been seeing all across. The ash-covered tree looks like it has suffered greatly since being transplanted here. Yeah, the monster tree is here, looking at all these trees every day, mourning for them. Ash-covered tree looks like it has suffered greatly since being transplanted here. Okay. Then there is a grillwork, dusting, and Tenement of Thugs. So I think we'll go into the tattoo parlor, try to figure out what it is. I think we still need to talk to Dakon about his. I'm not sure. Maybe we did talk to him and explore his options. What is your will? I think yeah, we had Kitsarai people, special emphasis knowing. Did we talk to him about all of these? Okay, I'm blanking on it at the moment. I'm not sure if we explore these questions or if we put it off for a different time. We did talk about these two things. Maybe it'll jog my memory if I read it again. Dakon is silent for a moment. Know this and accept it as is, as an answer. We are the people who make our home upon the shifting plane of limbo. With a deft motion, Dakon slips the blade from his back and holds it before him. Wait, see what happens. Yeah, I think we did explore this. Oh, a little animation. There, we mold the matter of limbo with our minds. We force cities with our thoughts. As we watch series of rippling waves, in chaos we delve with only our knowing to preserve us. We are the Gitsara. So limbo is kind of a very shifting kind of realm, and it's there like uh, it's their will. It's within with the power of their will that they're like forging that place where they live. It's full of chaos unless they use their knowledge or like will to like uh, exist in that in some sane sense. Otherwise, it'll be totally difficult to live in that place. Okay, so we'll head to. I think we had the option to switch our mage style from being a normal mage to maybe specialized. I don't know. I don't know what term it's going to be, but there is an option to learn mage arts from Tacon. Yeah, see, I wish to give up my current profession and resume the study of weapons craft. Tacon, can you train me? So he has very like unique mage skills. I have no idea how that works because if you look at the mage skills for Dakon, it's all of these like uh, unique skills. I think there was something related to Sarthon. What is it? They have a god, right? Sertimon. I think it is called Sertimon. Reign of Anchor. Sertimon's teaching. So these are like unique spells specific to him. So maybe we get an option at some point, or like we can choose to switch to this kind of a class. But yeah, we'll stick with it for now.
I don't trust the Gith. I say we leave him behind.
Okay, so whenever somebody is talking, it highlights that person momentarily. There was a pinkish like purple circle highlighting Mort when he was speaking. I wish the dialogue was written above his head like this because sometimes you just have to strain to hear what he's saying, especially if you are like focusing on something else and you might miss the dialogue. Yeah, but let's go into the bar, not bar, tattoo parlor. Okay, it's a small establishment which I am happy about because we don't have to. Wow, this is how he's a unique dabus. So pixelated. I wish there was more definition just so that we could see these characters better. Okay, let's quick save here and let's look around the room. An unusual work of art. This looks like a clock, but there are no numbers or hands on it. A pattern of barbed black branches have been inscribed on this wall.
I'm gone.
This design seems to be of a shadow, casting a shadow. The silhouette of the shadow makes it unclear whether it is a man or a woman. Silhouette, right? Or silhouette A. I don't know. Silhouette, I think. A burning skull has been inscribed on this wall. Two symbols of duality flank it. Symbols of duality. This is the yin yang symbol, right? I don't know the real cultural relevance of this symbol. Maybe it's related to Buddhism, where it originated. Here it's just defined as symbol of duality. Let's go here and see. This is a door that we can potentially open at some point, but we won't push that now. Look at the chair. This strange looking chair seems to be where the patron sits. So here is where we sit while he tattoos us. Okay, now let's talk to fella. You see a dabus, but something about it strikes you as odd. It has the same shock of white hair, the same greenish cast to its skin, the same pair of goat horns. I wish I can see the goat horns more clearly. Same pair of goat horns. Then you suddenly realize this one is walking on the ground, not floating. Exactly. See, that is the main difference. I was just trying to think of what the main difference between the character model in, like, from the Dabus outside versus him was. He is walking. The others are like slightly floating, right? For some reason, that makes you uneasy. I had some questions for you. Mort, can you translate for me? Dakon, can you translate for me? Ignore the Dabus and explore the studio. We can talk to a Dabus, right? We already succeeded in that check at some point earlier when we tried to talk to a Dabus. So we will ask him, maybe we can try to trigger this. Maybe Dakon is proficient enough to Dakon notes. Oh God. Okay, we'll do this experiment with the normal dabus somewhere outside. I don't want to ruin this like potentially important conversation by piping it through Dacon. So I'll try to interact with him directly because we can understand him, right? So let's try to do that. I had some questions for you. The dabus waits. Who are you? What is this place? Oh my God, this reminds me so much of okay. A set of dialogue from another game that I really enjoyed. Who are you? Where are we? That was the two dialogue options. Okay, I don't want to go into that right now. Might be a spoiler. Okay, as you're about to ask, you suddenly realize you already know the Dabus's name. His name is Fel. As you are about to ask, you suddenly realize you already know the Dabus's name. Is it because we talked to the monster trees who told us about the name, or do we remember him from our memory somehow? His name is Fel. As if in response, the Dabus inclines his head slightly, and a lone symbol appears above its head. It is blurry at first, then resolves into a white oval with a black lightning bolt through it. I forgot if this was the same symbol that the other Dabuses showed to us, because another Dabus also responded to us. So I want to make sure if that was the same symbol or maybe it's a different symbol. I forgot actually. I feel like I know you, Fel. I had another question for you, Fel. I feel like I know you, Fel. Fel bows reverently, and a stream of symbols swirls above his head, rotating clockwise, then counterclockwise. It takes you a moment to translate. This is the first time. This is the first time, and not the first time you have come to this place. Okay, classic. Do you know who I am? Another series of symbols materialize quickly and sharply into focus above Fel's head. The translation comes to you just as quickly and sharply as the symbols themselves, as if you have translated the exact same string many times before. Do you know who I am? Yes, but I'm not permitted to tell you a story.
Updated
Why
my
not?
journal.
For a moment, there is no response from Fel. Then a stream of rebuses appear, as if trickling out of Fel's mind. My apologies. I cannot change the nature of a man. You can't explain why, but the last sentence sends a crawling sensation through your skull. Nature of a man? What does that mean? The symbols that appear above Fel almost mirror the previous stream. My apologies. I cannot say. It's almost the exact same words. My apologies, I cannot. My apologies, I cannot say. I see. Had another question for you. The Davos waits. What is this place? I feel like I know you. What lies beyond the curtain? Fell. You say you met me before. Do you know how? Okay. I think these questions. This question is not going to lead to a good. Like, he's probably going to be reluctant to say anything more about us. Let's ask about this place. He's probably going to tell us about that. A slow train of symbols materialize around Fell's head. The symbols take several moments to resolve, starting with simple lines, then fleshing themselves into breathtaking colors. This is where I tattoo color and life upon flesh and bone. This is where I tattoo color and life upon flesh and bone. Can I see what tattoos you have? Tattoo of the skull, accuracy, bloodletting, greater might. Why do some of these look grayed out? Maybe they are related to classes. Only certain classes can have. Tattoo of the skull, special, temporary, +1 save. Special, temporary, +1 save versus paralyzation, +1 to luck. Special, equipped, +1 to charisma, -1 to wisdom. Weight 0. For all modes false. Usable only by nameless one. For all modes false, having him as a companion makes you seem more capable and not so much of a stranger to Sigil streets. This tattoo reinforces that bond, giving you +1 charisma, and when invoked, it also lends you some of Maud's luck and his ability to shrug off anything that would otherwise cause him to stop talking, such as paralyzation or stunning. Unfortunately, it also gives the user a penalty for their wisdom, which is not hard to understand, considering how little Mort has to spare. I don't know who is making this judgment here, since this is just a description of a of a tattoo, but it is being provided to us by the game, so we'll take it as is. This tattoo can only call upon its luck ability a limited number of times. When tattoo's power is exhausted, however, the charisma bonus will remain. Hmm. This tattoo can only call upon its luck ability a limited number of times. When the tattoo's power is exhausted, however, the charisma bonus will remain. So this is, whenever it's equipped, we will have this. But this is a temporary bonus that we can trigger somehow with the tattoo we have. We'll have an use option maybe. We can trigger this a couple of times. It doesn't say how many uses it has. So I don't know what the limitation here would be. What be the number of limits? But this is definitely an interesting concept. And once the temporary bonuses die out, we still have +1 to charisma and -1 to wisdom. Tattooing a skull to our body would have that effect, I imagine. Tattoo of accuracy. Thaco one. The biggest mystery in this game. Thaco. I have no clue what that is. This tattoo has two concentric rings with lines radiating from center. When inscribed on the skin, the wearer's perceptions of distance and balance become heightened, giving their attacks greater accuracy. So this doesn't have like a temporary and equipped bonus section. So I guess this just immediately gives +1 to Thaco. Is it some sort of accuracy? Like I don't Thaco. I wonder what that is. Bloodletting +1 damage, +1 to damage with all attacks. This tattoo has a barbed whip inscribed on it. When the weaver strikes an opponent in combat, the tattoo flares and the whip takes an extra bite out of the opponent. Tattoo of Might. This tattoo adds a slight bonus to user's strength, making his physical attacks more damaging and allowing him to carry more weight. You know, strength allows us to increase our like carriage capacity, but it doesn't effectively increase the number of slots. We were not limited at the moment. We are not limited by the weight of items. It's just the number of items that's usually limiting us, because we are looting everything and carrying like a bunch of bronze rings and stuff. Maybe later in the game we'll get to a point where weight becomes more of an issue. Tattoo of Greater Might, I guess it's okay, +2 to strength. Usable only by fighters. The fighter is a base class, so if we are switched to a mage or some special class, then we won't be able to use this. This tattoo increases the user's strength, making his physical attacks more damaging and allowing him to carry more weight. Tattoo of Insight, Intelligence. This tattoo adds a slight bonus to user's intelligence, allowing him a greater chance of gaining memories and aiding his mage skills. Tattoo of Revelation, +2 to intelligence. Usable only by mages. This tattoo bolsters the user's intelligence, allowing him a greater chance of gaining memories and aiding his mage skills. Revelation and Insight. Oh, you see, there is a 1 beside it. Does it mean the use count? No, this does not have a use count. So it might mean that there are like 3 of these tattoos. I don't know what the purpose of that would be. So interesting to see the other skills getting disabled because we don't have enough money. Oh god. Jesus, okay. We'll have to go through this quick. Revelation Spirit, +1 to Wisdom. Adds a slight bonus to user's Wisdom. Allowing him a greater chance of gaining memories and giving him a greater percentage of experience points earns. This tattoo adds a slight bonus to user's Wisdom, allowing him a greater chance of gaining memories and giving him a greater percentage of experience points earned. You know, if we have a lot of wisdom, which I'm going to increase at some point, we'll just get a lot of XP. It seems like the percentage of XP gained would be it would be more. Spirit and soul. Soul is 2 wisdom, and we saw that insight can be used by any class, but revelation can only be used by mages. Soul, I wonder how many, like, also another thing is we need to check how many tattoos we can equip. I think a good idea to do would be just to quit out of here. Just look at our inventory screen to see where we can equip tattoos. Just tattoo. So it's a single tattoo that might be equipable. So if we have, no, we have 3 slots. There can be 3 tattoos. So that is nice. And Dakon also can get tattoos. I wonder how, okay, I guess it's a equipable item that we get. So we'll be able to slot it into any of these slots for Dakon or us. Mort unfortunately cannot equip anything. Look at him, he's just so flushed. Thinking that, yeah, this is the only place where he looks happy. What did he do? I think I saw him do something right here. Like spit something up in the air and maybe coat it back in his mouth. Okay, so let's talk to Dabus. Sorry, Fell again. And let's look at the rest of the tattoos. Tattoo of action, dexterity. Use wearer reflexes. Wearers reflexes an additional edge, making him more difficult to hit. Good. Greater action, dexterity, thieves. So it's like thieves' main like primary attribute almost, we can say, dexterity. So all of these 6 attributes, maybe there is a class which utilizes them best. Some sort of a warrior would be using strength, I guess, and mages have intelligence, thieves have dexterity. I wonder what charisma and wisdom would be. Okay, let's look at the tattoos again. Tattoo of health. +1 to constitution. Minor gain to wearer's endurance. Now I think if we check the second one, we'll see if any particular class is associated with tattoo of like increased health or something. Making more difficult to take down in combat. Pain threshold. Greater health. So this is fighter. +2 constitution. This tattoo bolsters the wearer's endurance and pain threshold, making more difficult to take down in combat. Good. Presence. Charisma. This gives the wearer an edge when interacting with others, giving them a higher presence and leadership ability. Enduring. +3 to base hit points. That is so little. This tattoo grants a wearer a slight bonus to health, making them more difficult to knock unconscious. Greater enduring grants a wearer bonus health, making them more difficult to take down in combat. +9. Tattoo of warding. +1 to armor class. This tattoo is a minor ward against physical attacks. It hardens the wearer's skin, making them more difficult to hurt in combat. This tattoo is a minor ward. It hardens the wearer's skin, making them more difficult to hurt in combat. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure if we should invest in any of this at the moment. Maybe we'll do the one for wisdom. It's a symbol of a triangle. We have the rule of 3 in this world. Now look at the studio. T is a plus. Greater health. No, we don't need. Okay, constitution is always nice, but can only be equipped by fighters. So I think when we get enough money, maybe we'll come back here and get this tattoo of the soul for a bit more wisdom. For now, we'll keep it as is. And this is also a very interesting tattoo. It increases our charisma but decreases our wisdom, which is why I am hesitant to pick it. But this looks like a unique tattoo with this unique effect. Yeah, but let's talk to Fel. Again, I had some questions. Mort, Dakon, questions. What lies beyond the curtain, Fel? A caravan train of symbols slowly materialize around Fel, one by one. It is my gallery. Your discarded skins are my canvas. What? It's my gallery. Your discarded skins are my canvas. I admire you. I am saddened for you. Saddened for me. Why? My discarded skins? Another caravan of symbols form around Fell, this time forming a circle. The mark of torment lies upon your flesh. Tragedies and loss have built themselves upon it, like stones upon a foundation. You have endured great pain. What do you mean? A long string of rebusses appear above Fell's head, then surrounds his arms like manacles. I admire you because you have never surrendered to the weight of these losses, despite the fact that their chains hang on you still. Never surrendered to the weight of these losses, despite the fact that their chains hang on you still. Very interesting picture we can get from that description. And I don't know what a manacle is. Let me check that real quick. Give me one moment. It's like a handcuff where it can be locked around one's waist. No, wrist. Sorry. It can be locked around one's wrist. And they usually come in pairs. So it's just like a shackle, like an old-fashioned shackle on your wrists. Yeah, maybe the rebusses are like visually describing the manacles by like circling around his arms. Go on. A long string of rebusses appear above Fell's head, then falls, covering him like a cloak. These losses blanket this life and all of your these losses blanket this life and all of your past ones. You shed lives like a molting serpent. You are exploring the infinite paths of life. Tell me more. A long string of rebusses appear above Fell's head, then falls suddenly to the floor, streaming out behind him like a shadow. Take with you this warning. Each of your lives cast a shadow on existence. You must travel to a place where these shadows have gone mad and regrets have scarred the earth. Okay, this is probably a very important sentence, but we don't have enough context to understand what this is at the moment. Take with you this warning. Each of your lives cast a shadow on existence. You must travel to a place where these shadows have gone mad and regrets have scarred earth. I should probably take a screenshot of this dialogue. Maybe it will come in handy sometime later. So I'm doing that. Okay, is there anything else you can tell me? A brief series of paper-thin rebusses appear in an orderly row next to Fell, then vanish. Okay, what? Do not sign anything. A brief series of paper-thin rebusses appear in an orderly row next to Fell, then vanish into glowing modes. Do not sign anything. I see I had some other questions. So this is this gallery where our discarded skin, maybe it is less concrete than that sentence makes it sound, but he's saying that our discarded skin is his canvas and it's a gallery. We can maybe try poking your head here now. We don't feel too guilty since it's our skin and behind these doors. So we'll force our way into this room and try to figure out more of what's happening. You say you met me before, Phil. Do you know how I died? Well, does not respond for a moment. Then slowly, menacingly, three symbols materialize above his head, each of them casting a long shadow. Shadows. Shadows? The three symbols swirl about each other, each leaving a faint, black, misty trail about them. Three symbols swirl about each other, each leaving a faint, black, misty trail about them. They take on a ragged edge, like teeth and talons, and multiply. Where there were 3, there is 9. 9 becomes 27, until the room is a swarm of shadows. Many shadows. They streamed from darkness, swarmed you, then left you to die. Maybe whatever horror we have done is catching up with us every time we die. These shadows are like representative of that. It seems like they are multiplying. 9, 27. He did talk about the trail of shadows we are leaving, which is going mad in some place. So we'll have to confront those shadows at some point. And maybe whatever these shadows are is what is like causing us to die in the end. Why? The shadowed symbols swirl into one, then dissolve to be replaced with a symbol. I do not know. Okay. We came here not trying, hoping to understand more about Lady of Pain, and his predicament with her. He seemed to side with the Eoskar's people, and that caused Lady to shun him. Now he's just holding up here in this section of the hive, and like Lady is even like turning her eye away from this side, not letting like taking care of the plants and stuff. Like dabus are not like involving themselves in this area because Fell has stationed here, and I was hoping to come here to get an explanation of what that is going to be. Instead, we get like a string of mysterious interpretations of what was happening in our prior life. I had some other questions. Do you know how I died? Yeah, shadows swarmed and killed us. Can you tell me about anything about the tattoos on my body? Fell studies your body for a moment, walking around you. He mirrors each symbol as he examines it, then returns to your face. I know them. None are by my hand. Can you tell me about some of them? Fell notes, symbols appearing around him like fireflies. The ones upon your back were scribed with a careful hand, and the directions and are directions for a mind that forgets itself. The symbols that lie upon your left shoulder is a mark of torment. Torment? The symbol sharpens, gaining edges that are almost painful to your eyes. It is torment. It is that which draws all tormented souls to you. Fell notes at your left arm, at your shoulder. The flesh knows it suffers even when the mind has forgotten, and so you wear the rune always. The symbol sharpens, gaining edges that are painful. It is torment. It is that which draws all tormented souls to you. Man, everyone, like anyone who is interesting is so extremely cryptic in this game. It's it's a joke at this point. I'll keep that in mind. I had some other questions. What is this place? Okay, we will close that option. What else did we have? Okay, we can try these two options just to see what responses are. Maybe these are different set of responses we get when we pipe it through these two companions. More scopes. I'd sooner be strained through a Tenari's bowels than unravel what these floating goatheads are trying to say. You want a translator? He nods at Dakon. Get holier than thou and twice as silent to translate. Holier than thou and twice as silent. Interesting. Yeah, so this dialogue would definitely be different if we came here without Dakon. Maybe this section alone would be different. Maybe I will. The dabus waits patiently, its hands tucked into its sleeves. A series of symbols materialize above its head and then dissipate, and a question mark appears. Dakon, can you translate for me? Dakon notes. Ask him what this place is. What did he say, Dako? He places pictures on flesh here, tattoos. Okay, so we can get an interpretation. See, this is so interesting because we already know what the translation is. Now we can see how Dakon interprets it, or rather, Dakon tries to convey it to us. So we can get a sense of where Dakon's mind is through this sort of chained translation. Can I see what tattoo he has available? So that obviously leads to the inventories, like the shop screen. Dakon, I feel like I know you. Fell boss reverently. What did he say, Dakon? Okay, this is fascinating. He has split his speech with a contradiction. Dakon pauses for a moment, his black eyes swimming across the symbols. He says it is the first time you have come to him. He says this is not the first time you have come to him. Does he know who I am? You are known to him, but he cannot tell you what. No, anytime known or knowing comes up, Dakon is so invested. You are known to him, but he cannot tell you what you want to know. Why not? In place of an answer, he surrenders an apology for his silence. Dakon pauses for a moment and he speaks again. His words are like ice. He says that he cannot change the nature of a man. As Dakon repeats these words, you feel a terrible pressure in your head that fades with the last word. This is his gallery. He says that he knows you as his canvas. He shows respect to your strength with admiration. Dakon is silent for a moment. He then insults you by giving you his pity. So Dakon interprets that as an insult. I am saddened for you. It could just be sympathy, you know. I felt that this was sympathetic. I didn't feel any sort of uh, it didn't feel condescending to me, but it seems like Dakon is interpreting that as insults you by giving you his pity. So that might just be his own interpretation of such a neutral dialogue. His pity. Another caravan. The mark of torment lies upon your flesh. Tragedies and loss have built themselves upon it like stones upon a foundation. You have endured great pain. He pities you for the scars torment has left upon you. He says you have endured. In enduring, you have grown strong. This last thing is his own addition. Okay, if we didn't have intelligence, we wouldn't have known that in enduring you have grown strong. He just said that we have endured great pain. This is something that Dakon repeats. This is almost like his catchphrase. Endure. And in enduring, grow strong. I think that's what he says. Right? I don't know where to find that dialogue, but he often repeats it, I think. What does he mean? He says that his admiration is known through the enduring of loss. He says that loss hangs upon you like chains, yet you stand and walk. Ask him to go on. He says the losses cover this life and all the ones that have come before. He says you molt like a serpent, leaving these lives behind as you walk all of life's paths. A long string of rubuses appear above Fell's head, then falls suddenly to the floor, streaming out behind him like a shadow. He would have you know this warning. Each of your lives cast a shadow on existence. Your path will take you to a place where the shadows do not know themselves. And the walls are made of regret. I see. Okay, this is interesting. I want to see what Dakon says about this. He says, "Do not sign anything." It's just that. Do not sign anything. What does that mean? Will we get a chance to sign some sort of contract at some point? And he's warning us that we should not do it. He's very reluctant to give out any other information about our past, as to like what we are, how we came to be this way. But he's willing enough to give this particular bit of information. Do not sign anything. I hope this is clear enough when it presents itself to us. Whatever this "do not sign anything" means. Very well. Another series of ribbons appear. Do you feel complete? Okay. We did not get this last time, I think. Another series of ribbons appear, forming a spiral. They have the texture of a question about them. Do you feel complete? He speaks if you know yourself to be complete. We didn't get this option when we talked to him directly. Maybe I missed it during the dialogue tree. But when talking via Dakon, we get this chance. Do you feel complete? I don't. In fact, ever since I woke up in the mortuary, I feel like something's missing, something inside. That is none of your concern. I feel complete. Yes. Why? I'll say the first one. I'm always missing something. Fell nods and a series of symbols materialize in a halo around him. You are strong. Keep faith, and you shall become whole again. Okay, he's feeling some confidence in us, in us saying that as a truth with some conviction. So this gives me confidence. That was nice. What did he say, Dakon? He pays respect to your strength. He tells you to keep faith. Then you shall know yourself again. Okay, this gives us so much confidence. At least someone is believing in us, even though he seems skeptical in many regards. At least the final goodbye sentence is just that he believes in us and he asks us to keep faith. I'll try. I had another questions I wanted to ask him. Shadows, 3 symbols, many shadows, extreme darkness. He says many shadows came for you. Their reason for taking your life is not known to him. Can you tell me anything about them? I see, and his tattoos. What did he say? Okay, sorry. I know them, none are by him. He says the tattoos are not his. Okay. Can he tell me anything about them? Well, notes, one upon your back, stride with a careful hand, which are directions for a mind that forgets itself. The symbols that lies on your left shoulder is a mark of torment. What did he say, Dakon? The symbols upon your back are directions left to yourself. You know, that is immediately interpreted as ourselves, even though this isn't that specific. It just says that these are directions for a mind that is forgets itself. He says a mark lies upon your the mark upon your shoulder is a mark of torment. He says that the mark lies upon you because the flesh knows that it suffers, even when the mind does not. Okay. I feel like I know you fell. This is the first time. Okay, we know this contradictory statement that he's giving. And another question. What is his place? Another question. Yeah, I think that is it. I think that is it. Okay. That was an interesting conversation. We'll proceed towards the little room here. Just barge right in. Oh my god, that's a corridor. It's not like a tiny room. This statue is of night. This statue is of a night. The statue is of a night black steed with dead white eyes and spines bristling from its shoulder blades. It looks like a pew god symbol, somewhat. This picture shows a blackened spear with the trails of black mist floating away from it. This design shows a series of black rivers whose courses divide, cross each other, then flow together. I think all of these has some relation to some past we had. This design is a hollow beast with a tiny demon in its head. There's just no way to make any sense of any of this, but we'll just read through them anyway. The human skin has been stretched across these wooden frames. The skins are covered with tattoos. Human skin has been stretched, covered with tattoos, covered with tattoos, covered with tattoos. Okay, it's just this gallery. And again, we can see the handless, numberless clocks everywhere. I think there is nothing hidden here. Maybe we have better sense of what this room is at a later part in our adventure. Anything else fell? I think we'll say goodbye for now. More Dakon or mine, sorry, disturb you. Okay, that went faster than I expected. I was thinking that maybe. Oh, this design seems to be casting a shadow. The silhouette of the shadow makes it unclear whether it's a man or a woman. An unusual work of art. Okay, yeah. So there were no other customers in the bar. I thought this was going to be like a really popular or like busy place, but right. Happy that was not the case. Okay, dead trees. Is there a way to go in here? There isn't. Okay. I think our next stop is what is this place? Tenement of Thugs. Painted door to Tenement of Thugs. It's not a simple door, it's a painted door. Give me one moment. Okay, we are back. Okay, I'm a bit scared if we had the mic on or not all this time. Hopefully the mic was on. It'd be a terrible prospect if the mic was off during that whole discussion there. Oh, we never got any context on. Yeah, we never got any context on if this grill work is real or not. Not real. How this grill work came to be. We never got an explanation. Oh, this door is locked. Thank God. You don't have to explore it now. Painted door. When you first look to be what it was took to be a door in this archway is actually a painting. The artist has made use of the shadows of the overhanging arc and some subtle texturing effects to give the door the illusion of substance. Just scrutinizing the door to see if that makes sense. Examine the door. Other than the skill of the artist, there is nothing remarkable about the painting. The door has been painted on a rough stone wall. You can feel the stone and mortar beneath the painted wooden structure. Feel the feel the stone paint. Sorry, feel the stone and mortar beneath the painted wooden structure. Leave the door alone. This is one of the portal ones that we can like come and do a jingle in front of the door and it will open some point. Regardless, for now, I'm thankful that this is not explorable. This is not where we should be. Can I update the notes? Painted door here. It's a door here. Can't open it yet. Done. Okay. Thank you. What else is on our agenda? Let's look at the journal to see. Talk to Mar about the box. This guy disappeared. We found him in like the northwest section of this map, and he ran away after giving the box to us. And we went on like a whole quest trying to fix that box. We eventually did get rid of it. We got help from the disciple of Eoskar. He was a resourceful man. He helped us, and he took the gem as a payment, I think. Gem that is on top of the box. So we have to return back to Mar, who what's the word? Who shielded us the box, maybe? Not shield. I have a problem with getting the right word at the right time. Hopefully that improves over the course of this playthrough. But yeah, we have to go back and find Mar. I don't know where he is. I need to have words with Mar about the trouble he has caused by tricking me into taking that cursed box. We need to have a strong word with Mar. I'm not feeling violent at the moment, but we will talk to him strictly. Remove Requen's curse of stench. So this we'll probably do when we move out of Hive to one of the upper wards. So this must be for later. Maybe we can visit these two people again to see if there are any dialogue options. Time of the I'm not sure. I feel like yeah, these three are like eternally going to sit here. Feels like. Okay, so let's try to see Mar. Try to see if anything can be done with these two, and then we will head back to Buried Village, which is such a horrible prospect to think about. Just in terms of like the area we have to traverse through, it's just getting more and more depressing the closer we get to Buried Village. We have to make that trek now. At least we have Dakon with us. So at least we can maybe have some combat encounters and like kill some of the horrible thugs inside the trash warren area. Last time we were running away from them. Okay, so let's try to make our way into the hive. Here is possibly where Mar is. Maybe we'll find him in Rakvika Square or some other area later down the story, because it seems he's no longer in the hive. He ran away. And we should go here and then enter Alley of Dangerous Angles and try to see talk to Black Rose and Crystal. Another thing is, I think the Tout mentioned a mausoleum and something close to a mausoleum within, like, near the mortuary area, which we have not yet seen. So there might be some structures here that we have missed. So let's make sure that is also cleared. So let's head to. It's so dark right now. This is the Andy Peak. There is no sun in Sigil. It's the brightness varies with the time of day. But there is no like a planetary motion that's happening. It's just the brightness itself varies from high to low. Okay, can you please walk?
I'm gone.
Dustman, Hive Thug. The post. This is the monument, like where we put the names of dead people. We have never tried entering this area again. Maybe there is something to be explored here. See, the dabuses are lightly hovering over the ground. So we had early on in the game, maybe in the second episode, we had an option to exit out through this entrance by convincing one of the dustmen inside the mortuary. We also had an option to take a portal, which was guided to us by, what was his name? There was a person inside, like a false zombie inside the mortuary, whom we negotiated to sell his portal secrets. So we got out through that side entrance. So we never properly explored this area. This door has been sealed, so we can't go inside through this entrance. We'll have to get in by either dying, or we can use spokes to get in, I think. I wonder what will happen to Dakon if we die inside the mortuary. Will he appear beside us? Inside the mortuary? Okay. I don't remember what the Tout said. We'll have to go back to the lady Tout to see that last option she had. She talked about a couple of structures that we have not explored. This is Shailandra's home. She's practicing her spells. Come here. Okay, this area seems to be well explored. Seeking company, Cutter? Come chat with me a bit, love. Okay, can you move? Okay, so hopefully this is a Alley of Dangerous Angles. It has been burned down by Mr. Ignis, who is now whirling in the smoldering corpse. Sedan chair. Why did I come here? Wow, I forgot why I came here. Okay, we need to talk to Crystal and Black Rose just to make sure that they don't have any new dialogue or any new contacts with anything. He is also this translucent looking individual. We can barely make out what this character model is. Barely. Have you slain Crystal? Not yet. Today I slit. He whispers. Then you are an enemy. The blur of motion he attacks. So we are being like forced to confront him at this point. If I flee, does it like make him passive again? No, it doesn't. Okay, I think you are dying. You made this choice easier for us, so I'm grateful for that.
What's up?
Maybe let's ask Mr. Mott to tank him and
Endure.
attack on.
In
I'm not
enduring,
sure.
grow strong.
Okay, I'm going to cut down the music volume obviously. So last time I noticed that this is the point where music starts blaring up. This is so like I have no. If you have to just mute it completely, it feels like. Okay. All right.
Yeah?
Special ability. You only have one special ability, Litany of Curses. I think it is slightly stronger. We can use Blood Bridge is not required. If our if mod spell is going to fail, then I think we'll use the armor spell. It takes 8 points of it allows us to absorb 8 points of damage. It's just like 2 or 3 hits. If he is not too strong. If he's too strong, then
I hear
it's
your
probably
words.
submerge the will, power of 1. I hate the calculation. I'm not looking at it right now. Submerge the will, submerge strength to endure, protective energy. Magical orb of protective energy arises, protecting the recipient from attacks in all directions. It bestows an armor class 2 against all attacks and +1 to all saving throws for 12 seconds per level of the caster. So we might trigger this to nameless one if mod cannot take aggro. Rain of Anger 40 feet, instant. Serthimon's teachings 3 to 6 points of damage. In addition, the caster gains 1 extra missile every 2 levels, total of 5 missiles at level 9. So we'll get probably 2. He's level 3 now, right? So we'll get probably 2 missiles of 3 to 6 damage, which we can trigger. I think we are not going to encounter any fighting until like we reach Trash Warrant, and we probably rusted all weapons before going in. So I think it's safe to use this spell right now. So let's trigger it. Okay.
The modest name.
Saves as well. Damage 7. So nameless one is already taking damage. We can see in combat log, Litany of Curses is missed. So we'll trigger Litany again to see if it works. What is that? Black Rose 3 damage, 3 damage. So 3 to 6 damage. The minimum 3 damage is what it took for 2 missiles. That is unfortunate. We got the lowest amount possible. Black Rose is missing, which is good. And since we are tanking, which is horrible, this second spell is useless. Blood Bridge. We can use Dakon's other spell. I think this is barely injured. Let's actually okay. Let's wait a couple of seconds to see how this goes. Okay, the litany hit this time. So our strategies can change now. And I don't think Mort is going to take much damage, so it should be fine even if we don't use Blood Bridge at this point.
I will hear you.
And Dakon can do normal attacks.
What's the word, Chief?
Alright. Get him. Oh, Razor Angels are joining. Black Rose takes 4 piercing damage from Razor Angel. Some Razor Angel is coming in to help us. Which is nice. Near death. Okay. Alright. Thing is dead.
Done.
Does he have any good loot? He has 5 commons. Thank you for helping us. Thank you for. Thank you. Thank you for. He's not speaking to us. He's a silent sidekick.
What's up?
So let's move on. Come on. What is happening? Not able to select my party members. Okay. Can I talk to him now? No. Seems that the dialogue is Not available for that particular Racer Angel. None of these Racer Angels are talking. See, it takes 8 crushing damage from Mort. Mort attack roll 15 hit, takes 8 crushing damage. I wonder why there is an 8 damage, because Mort does not have that much of a damage for his base attacks. I think, yeah, it's 1 to 6 crushing. So how did he get 8? Is it some sort of a critical hit? But I think if it's a critical hit, it describes that in the log, right? Takes 5 crushing damage. Attack roll, miss. I wonder what's the threshold for missing and hitting. Black Rose attack roll 18 plus 0. Yeah, this hit dealt 2 damage, 3 was resisted. Oh wait, nameless one, you can heal. But yeah, he takes 8 crushing damage. Mort is a powerhouse. He does not, like, he's a good tank and he does the most amount of damage. Okay, let's talk to Crystal. I'm glad that we got that quest over with. Have you found Black Rose and eliminated him from the alley? Yeah, you could hear him screaming to death. Just right there. Yes, you need not worry about him any longer. 1500. Yeah, she hands you a large patched purse. You have my thanks and the thanks of Racer Angels. We part friends and shall remember you. Sure, farewell.
Updated my
Looks like
journal.
my skills have increased.
Mort has leveled up again. That's great. Do you have any other dialogue? Hail, friend. You have my thanks. Treat the alley, humble as it may be, as your home. Farewell. I wonder what would have happened if we killed Crystal. But yeah, we don't have to regret the choice. Like, this guy forced our hand. He was like too willing to attack us without much reason. Let's check in on Rauk. Make sure that he's doing okay. He and the green Lim. Rauk loses friends, but Rauk make new friend. Call him Green Thing. That's nice, Rauk. Lim, you see what appears to be an ordinary Lim. It's hard to believe that this cute little creature slaughtered 5 wizard apprentices with such ease. Leave it alone. These are all trapped, or these were all trapped. He probably triggered all the traps earlier, so it's no longer trapped. Okay, so we cleared that quest. Now we'll try to find Mar and then move on to Trash Warrens, clear up some of the mobs there. And here our Eoscar friend here. We'll come back to him later.
All right.
I feel like this is not the direction that Mar would run away from. Away to. He would probably be moving towards Rackpicker Square. That's my intuition. Let's see if he's anywhere here. Crier of Essenon. We did clear up your quest, right? Your tiring swears. You see the Crier of Essenon. He still emits choked sobs as he chants Dead City's name, and tears roll down his cheeks. I have seen to it that Essenon's name has been remembered. It lies carved upon the black stone monument outside of the mortuary. Why did we not get a quest to question the journal? I thought we cleared this because there was no quest in the journal.
Updated my journal.
Oh, okay. He did update the journal, so where was I looking at earlier? Suddenly there's a brief whisper in the air and the man's eyes dry. One of the tears that ran down his cheek simply vanishes. Then Essenon is served. I will tell my fellow criers of the stone, you I will tell my fellow criers of the stone you have described. You have my gratitude. It is nothing. Farewell. I hope you and your brothers spend the rest of your days peacefully. It is an immediate vanishing of the tear. Now he's just walking away as if nothing happened. Frightened hive dweller. I don't know if he talked. Black Abishai. Have you seen Mar anywhere? Should we try looking into some of these tenements?
This is probably the worst place we can be in Sigil at the worst time.
You think so? Laborer. We can't click on the laborer. This market never sleeps. It is... What is the time? It's 1 AM. The market never sleeps. There was a woman here, I think. We tried to loot some of these chests. She got angry and we had to kill her. So it is currently unoccupied. People can move in here.
I'm gone.
We are cleaning up the streets. This is our lim. This is our lim. So whenever we are in this area, I think maybe this will appear. If we had taken it out earlier. We are still missing Mar. Gitzerai townsperson. Or tries to stop us if we talk to him, right? This Git turns to face you as you approach. Like Dakon, he has yellow cashew skin and a gaunt frame. His clothing is curious blend of sharp colors and dull, mud-stained browns. The Git's black-lit eyes flicker over Dakon, then you. See, this interaction is changing with the companion we have. The man ignores you and turns to Dakon instead. He speaks several clipped words in a low tongue, which you can't understand. His expression doesn't change as he speaks, nor does he make any hand motions. So you can't even hazard a guess at what he's saying. Dakon replies with an arrow flight of words in the same tongue, and Gitzerai falls silent. What is he saying, Dakon? The Gitzerai turns to you as you speak, then turns back to Dakon and speaks again, this time at great length. Dakon replies, it sounds like the same arrow flight of words before. The Gitzerai falls silent again. Dakon says something else and Gitzerai responds another lengthy stream of words. This Gitzerai is judging Dakon for walking around with us. That's what's happening. Dakon turns to the Gitzerai and speaks, this time at a slower, more measured pace than before. The Gitserai's reply is a short one. What did he say? Your words are known to me. The Gitzerai indirect. Face me and speak your mind. I will hear you. Okay. Achali. Drowning. What the hell? Your question is a stab in the dark. An arrow without direction. His forehead wrinkles. The arrow to this question would fill the... What? Your question is a stab in the dark, an arrow without direction. His forehead wrinkles. The arrow to this question would fill the mind of an anarch. There is no time for such an answer. Tell me plainly what you wish known. The answer to this question would fill the mind of an anarch. There is no time for such an answer. Tell me plainly what you should. I don't know what any of this means. Is he talking about this question? I am sorry. Let me be more specific then. Can you tell me about the Lady of Pain? Okay, let's see if this person is unfazed enough to talk about Lady of Pain. Everyone else is scared. They draw their half circle symbols on their heart. This person seems like he doesn't give a shit. So let's see if he'll talk about Lady of Pain. It is said that she is the queen of the city. Her mind is not known to me. Okay, he seems he is at least not scared. The Git pauses, speaks again. Ask your questions, I will hear you. Can you tell me about Dakon? He walks with you, his forehead creases. How is it he is not known to you? I was hoping you could tell me something about him. It's a weird line of questioning, but we will go ahead with it. He is not speechless. If you would know him, put the question to him. Do not insult us both by treating one as a statue. This is such a straightforward answer, and we are embarrassed at this moment because the previous question is doesn't make sense. He's just standing right beside us, and he's like, "Can you tell me about him?" Someone who is right beside us who came with us, and he's asking. Yeah. Never mind. I had other specific questions. He's shaming us with every response we are making. Can you tell me where the city is located? The city touches all places. What do you mean? The city is a cage with many doors. Each door touches another place. Why do you call the city a cage? Any structure with locked doors is a cage. Locked doors, he'll go on about the keys and doors. Only then you may have. Where are these doors located? Everywhere. They number as many as the places they touch. It's difficult to understand. It's not difficult to accept. Where do these doors you speak of lead? The doors of this cage leads to everywhere, every plane, every world. Don't understand. It is difficult to understand. So, okay, add some other. Add some other specific questions. Dakon, Lady of Pain. These two will save for later. Especially the Lost Journal one. He's just going to embarrass us if we talk about the Lost Journal maybe. Can you tell me where I might find work? There is little work here. You can hunt rats for bounties. You can gather the dead. Bounties on rats. The city pays for rat tails. Take them to one of their vermin control offices. What is the other job you mentioned? Gathering of the dead? Many die every night in the city. Take the dead to the men of dust. They will buy the body. The dustmen will pay for the dead. Why? The men of dust care for the dead. They perform last rites on each corpse. Alright, go on. Many die. Men of dust cannot gather them all themselves. They do not want the dead to remain in the streets. They pay others to bring them the dead. What other work you mentioned? What is the other work you mentioned? The bounties on rats. Okay, that's fine. We'll go back and... Okay, tell me where this... Can you tell me what there is of interest around here? You are not known to me. What is interesting to you may not interest me. Okay, sure. Okay, now let's ask about Farod. That one is not known to me. That was kind of expected. This one might be a bit more. That object is not known to me. Thank God. Otherwise, he would have shamed us. The kid pauses and speak. Asking questions I'll hear. Okay. Pain cities like that. Okay, that's it. I hope the rest of the Gissarai town people would also respond in kind, and we don't have to repeat this conversation. This black scale reptile towers to a height of 8 feet. Its great height, however, is offset by its thin snake-like frame. A long prehensile tail drags behind it. Its leathery wings are hooked behind its back. A strong vinegary smell, etc., etc. Ignoring you. Yes. Oh, nothing. Life is the best teacher, you know. He nods at the creature. Go ahead. Yeah, we have done this a couple of times earlier. Mort has interjected and stopped us from doing it, and we have backed away. Maybe this is the time we will talk. Finally. Maybe the people in the bar were very polite, even though like kind of creepily evil. Not evil, they were like insensitive in a sense. So we'll see if this normal Abysai walking around is also of the same temperament. This black sail fiend towers to a height of 8 feet. Its great height, however, okay, that's fine. Greetings. The creature slowly turns its head down to look at you. Its scaled forehead wrinkles into a frown, then opens its mouth, giving a low, rasping hiss. You notice the heat radiating from the creature begin to rise. I would speak with you for a moment. The creature opens its mouth, displaying a row of blackened fangs. Fire begins to dance around the shoulders and arms of the creature as it gives a long, low hiss. Calm yourself, I just want to talk to you. The creature speaks in a rasping hiss. Its voice sounds like two rough stones being scraped together. It hisses for a few moments. Its gravelly voice rising and falling. So this is kind of the expected like voice that this is more in line with what we will expect for such a creature like this. But the Abysai inside, they were Abysai, right? I think they were Abysai. Aethelgrin and not Terragrin. I forgot the names. But those two were also, I think they were Abysai. What? Creature snarls. Nothing to say to you, do I? The fiend's eyes narrowed its list. If stay, your warm blood will cover the stones. Creature roars and launches itself at you. Man, okay.
Huh?
Balance in
Stupid
all
yabo.
things.
Okay, we got him. We got the litany of curses.
What?
It
Like
is I.
Latin for death. Women are the reason I became a monk.
It's not working on this thing.
The reason I switched back.
Okay,
It's not working on this thing.
okay, the black Abyssai is uninjured so far, so I'm not sure if this is working out. We might need to run away. Target is immune to weapon. Yeah, this is not good. We are missing a lot, and even when we hit it, it's immune to weapon. So I don't know why. Jesus Christ.
Endure.
This is a predicament.
In enduring, grow strong. I hear your words.
It's not working on this thing. It's not working on this thing.
Bite is not working. We need to use spells. We don't have spells, so I think we have to run.
I will hear you. I shall serve.
We have to run away. Oh, more, please. Just don't get stuck in the geometry. Just run. Jesus Christ, being chased by a demon. Please lose interest and leave us, please. Okay, I'm just annoyed at the fact that the combat log is getting in the way. Escape!
Alright.
Alright. Don't talk to Abysai. And yeah, this reminds me we have to read all the journal entries to get more context on all the different characters we have met. So what we're going to do is we'll go to this place here, quickly check around for Mar, and then move on to Rakvika Square, gather in Olmebet's home, and then just read our journal. So quickly let's do this sequence of things.
All right.
Cool your heels here. Okay, go, 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 go.
I'm gone.
Yes, look at the Abysai. Ah, there is Mar. He's hiding away here. Mar's eyes take a wild look as he sees you approaching. In a high, screeching voice, he asks, "What are you doing back here? Don't come back till you deliver the box." I got rid of the box. It does me heart good to hear you say that. Before you kill me for the horrible deed of tricking you into taking that box, please let me try to explain. It's fine. The long and short of it is that the box has been around long as anyone can remember. Chandy, some folks were fighting, and when they was done, a huge demon was imprisoned inside the box. Other folks say an evil wizard made it just for seeing others suffer. No one really knows what the truth behind the box be, but the owner of the box will die should it be opened. Why didn't the owner just put the box where no one could find it? It seems it would have been as simple as that, but who among us could live with a death sentence lingering over our head or their head to drive any sane man over the edge, having to worry about the whereabouts of that damnable box at all times? First, I haven't seen you around here before. He sees. I need a clueless berg such as yourself to accept the box and become the new owner. Everyone's around here knows not to take the box, not for any price. Secondly, if you didn't examine the box when you had it, you would have noticed that whatever magics were in place on it were weakening. With me being the current owner and all, you can see I needed to pass it on right quickly. Besides, if anyone looked ready to pass on to the next realm, it was it was the. So he looked at us and like immediately thinks that okay, this guy is anyway going to hell. Let's just shelf this box to him. You don't want to talk about the passing. You want to talk about passing on to the next realm? Keep talking, or you will find out about it. Obviously, I picked a cutter of no small means. Surely this has been but a minor inconvenience to one such as A. That is true, actually. It was a minor inconvenience, nothing more. I offer this weapon and some jink to you to line your purse as a reward for your troubles. It is all I own, and coincidentally, it was what Rat Kutra used to get me to take possession of the box. I'll kill you and take the reward anyway. Give me my reward and then leave me.
Updated my journal.
1250 experience, and did we get some? We don't see if we gained some commons. Oh, sorry. We check our inventory, we'll be able to see. We have about 300 commons now, which is nice. Let's talk to Mara again, see what people around here can rest easier knowing that he destroyed that cursed box. Thanks again. Go visit Ayaska's temple, thank him. He was really helpful in getting rid of it. I was glad I could help. Farewell. Okay. So we are back in
All right.
Rakpika Square. I wonder what that sound is. Can you? Okay, it's fine. It's just in my headset. I can hear a weird sound. It's just my fan running, and I was wondering if it's coming through to the recording. I don't think it is. So it should be fine. Dakon, meet another fellow practitioner of the art. It's not as same as yours, but it's similar enough, I would say. Okay, let's quickly check in with Mebeth and then we'll look at the journal entries. Very well, she reaches for one of the dried herbs at a bell, snaps it off the stalk, then grinds it, calloused palms, mumbles, blows, grey pollen. You feel strangely. Thanks, man. Before I go, add some questions. Okay, everyone's healed. We'll level up Mr. Mort. Fighter, +1 fist, saving throws have improved, fighting skills have improved, +10 hit points gained, +2 hit points gained from constitution bonus. Great. Saving throws have improved. 56 armor class 2, accept. Lawful neutral, chaotic good, neutral good. Okay, time to read the journal entries so that we get that out of the way, and then we can peacefully make our way through trash warrants towards a buried village and hopefully get some resolution as to who Farod is, what his deal is. We're almost like not almost, we are past 20 hours into the game, and the first quest that was given to us is still unresolved. Damn. Okay, quick save. We open the journal. Okay, bees. Dacon. Gitzerai, one of the tight-lipped people of the Limbo. His skin is yellow lined. He appears to be old, and pain haunts his small black eyes. He carries a blade of strange metal. Give me one moment. Okay, Dacon and a tiefling, brash girl on the brink of womanhood. Her tail lashes when she's angry. She's a canny gutter snipe, and the hive seems to be a second skin for her. Could we have recruited her earlier? It would have been so nice to have someone else as a fighting partner. Look at what's in her hand. Is that some sort of what do you call it? Like a knuckle, like a hand knuckle, but it's spiky. Everything's spiky. Bees, player characters, non-player. Barrier, half man, half god, or attitude. The barrier are rough and tumble warriors of nomadic race, a straightforward people with a zest for life. From what you have seen, they tend to keep to themselves. I kind of forgot what he talked about, honestly. It was so early in the adventure. We were paying less attention and more disoriented. So hopefully when we meet again, we can refresh our memory. Black Abishai. Jesus Christ, look at this. They look so terrifying. And Abishai is one of the least forms of Batasu, a race of lawful fiends that seek to impose cruel tyranny on the face of evil. A Black Abyssai is the lowest of the Abyssai, ranking below the green and red forms. Uh, they are the infantry and skirmishers of Blood War. They are malicious and compared to the rest of the Batasu race, not terribly clever. That's why they just downright killed us instead of talking. So these even yeah, among the Abyssai race, I don't know what that sound is. Yeah, so there's some sort of whistling happening, but yeah, so even among Abyssai there are like different types of people, so that's why maybe one of them were more intelligent and polite. Like the ones we talked to in the small ring of survey, like really felt like they really knew what they were doing. Collectors are the pathetic remnants of humanity, cast adrift in the hive. They scrape together an imitation of life by collecting the dead who accumulate in the streets of the hive wall and dragging them to mortuary in exchange for money from dustmen. You know, they've gathered your body from the streets on occasion. Jesus Christ. Crust Townie, male. Cursed Townie. No, it's a cursed. These town people are angry and suspicious, wearing an outer shell of protective blades to reflect the barriers to their hearts. Their appearance reflects their reality. Dabus. The Dabus are the servants of Lady of Pain. We should have looked at this long ago. There's such a clearer picture of what a Dabus looks like. Look at this. Wow. Servants of Lady of Pain, the enigmatic ruler of Sigil. They float above the ground and speak in ribusses, symbols strung together to spell out words. They tear down walls and construct streets under the unspoken command of the lady. Unspoken command. Unspoken command. They are kind of connected to her without speech, it seems. There's something about them that strikes you as wrong. Danara. Did we never look at this image? I don't remember this at all. The ghostly apparition. Daenerys claims she knows you, that you are her love. Whatever keeps her on the physical plane must be powerful indeed for her to stave off death so long. Dying does not seem to have improved her disposition. Dal. Elderly scribe, very old, skin is wrinkled, has a slight trace of yellow like old parchment. Dead charcoal grey eyes lies within an angular face, a non-human face, as eyes narrow to points. A large white beard flows down the front of his black robes like a waterfall. He coughs occasionally. The book he works in front of is huge and seems to contain many names. It's fine. Dustman female, dustman male, caretakers, rarely showing expression of interest in anything. They seem intent only upon taking care of all the dead bodies that come into the mortuary, cataloging them, preparing them, then burying them somewhere, like mysteriously after a pause. They are saying, Eb Creekness. Eb Creekness is an old harmonium member who seems to be content enough to sit in his chair at the smoldering corpse and run mouth off to whomever will listen to him. He's a font of information. I haven't seen this usage. If you can get past all the long-winded explanations. Look at this armor. This is such an inconvenient armor. Like, how do you walk around with this? It's so, I mean, in combat, I guess it makes sense as long as you're not fighting alongside other people. If you're just a single man, people are attacking you, you can just use these as some sort of defense. Well, okay, different angle for this dabus. Red eyes, almost a ape-like face with this antenna-like protrusions. It might look extremely comical if we didn't know the context in which they existed. Feld is a fallen dabus, a former servant of the Lady of Pain, and one of the few remaining priests of the dead god of portals, Eoskar. Again, context that we did not discover in the game, but the journal is giving us. We didn't know concretely what his connection with Eoskar was, but he's saying that he's one of the few remaining priests of the dead god of portals, Eoskar. He has achieved some renown as a tattoo artist, somehow bringing his pictures to a kind of life. Simply return to Feld with your tales of your exploit, and he can sketch them on your skin and allow you to draw strength from them. So his tattoo collection might increase with the different experiences we gain in our adventure. Giant skeleton. This was not an interesting. It's possible that the armor is clean daily. It's fine. It's a eye. Okay, this is what. So this is what a Gitsarai looks like up close. Okay, the Gitsarai has long separated kin of the Githyanki. I think I've heard this term somewhere. Githyanki, and where their former brethren are cruel and vicious, the Gitsarai are quiet and reserved, burning with a passion that drives them far beyond what most mortals are capable of. They dwell in limbo in the ever-shifting seas of chaos, making their fortress homes impenetrable against attacks of the natives of that plane. They speak in metaphors and legends and carry themselves with a quiet nobility. Let me just quickly compare this with our resident Gitsarai. Yeah, they look quite similar. NPC Gitsarai. Harlot. A sad fact of life. Often the only way a woman has to survive is by selling her body and mind to males desperate for companionship and release. It's an unfortunate commentary on the hive that so many prostitutes litter its streets. Okay. Is this symbol reminiscent of anything? I don't think so. Huge thug. Some folks are just born large. Some of them use their abnormal physique to intimidate others and travel through life, terrorizing those who are smaller. They tend to favor brawn over brains, and sadly, too often they get away with it. Lady of Pain. We can't see if she's floating, but maybe her motion would suggest that she's floating, because there is no movement of her legs, and even her sleeves They're like so close together, they seem connected. She looks so dark, like literally darker than I expected. Like she's covered in smoke and charcoal, and this crazy ornamentation around her head, surrounded by blades and a circle. Lady Semistry, she is widely regarded to be the de facto ruler of Sigil, its protector and its victim. She is said to guard the doors of the cage against the myriad schemes of gods, to be the ultimate expression of balance in the multiverse, to be the prisoner of the city, to be the prisoner of the city of doors. There are thousands of stories about her. One even tells that she's actually 6 giant squirrels with a headdress robe and ring of leviathans and illusions, but none of them can be answered. She's a true enigma, a puzzle with no solution. If someone displeases her by upsetting the balance of the city or worshipping her, the lady may punish the offender. Her punishment ranges from the mazes, a twisting, turning hell with a cleverly disguised exit, to the casting of her shadow across a transgressor, covering him with slashes and gouges from her sharp-edged shadow, leaving a pile of gore and viscera. Neither option is particularly attractive. Has she been the ruler, like the perpetual ruler of Sigil, or did she like come into power at some point? I don't understand like the history of Sigil. Like if she came into, nobody speaks about her, right? So we can't really ask anyone about like the history of how she came to be, or if this is like the permanent state of Sigil throughout history. Like it was always this way. That context is not yet known to us. Yeah, this is a big mystery. Hopefully we get more context on what all of this is at some point. Thousands of stories about her. One even tells she's actually Giant 6. Yeah, so so much mystery here. Lim. Oh wow. Okay. Trying to make sense of what this is. Innocuous insect appears to be little more than giant fleas. However, they can be trained and seem loyal to their owners. How far that loyalty extends is worth investigating. We can kick them to see if it extends that far. In all places, in all times, there seems to be merchants. Their desperate grubbing for money and material gain is pathetic, yet their greed mirrors the commerce of the human soul. What? In Sigil, as in other places, they sell whatever anyone else is willing to buy. Okay. Mercy Killer. Whoa. Jesus Christ. What the hell? Okay. One of the most frightening factions of Sigil, the Mercy Killers, the Red Death, are relentless in their pursuit of. This is a faction. It's not a established order, is it? This is just a faction, like a private faction, not sanctioned by Lady or any other governing organization. Sigil. They believe that without justice there can be no truth. They have appointed themselves as guardians and executioners of true justice across the multiverse. Their only redeeming grace is that they apply justice to all things, including themselves, and do not enforce unjust laws. Their fanatic devotion is unnerving, but it can be used against them. They are a faction, and they have some control over Sigil, even though Lady is here, which is also interesting. She allows this faction to exist within the bounds of Sigil and enforce their justice. I guess it doesn't contradict with any systems she has in place. Midwife. In Sigil, midwives fill many roles. They act as repositories of knowledge, whether the subject be birthing a baby or the proper herbs to cure a fever. Some of them know even more, hiding magical knowledge behind a facade of grandmotherly wisdom. All of them should prove to be useful. Skeleton. Wow, what a friendly looking skeleton, innocent looking skeleton, except for the maze. What a maze that is. It's a club, I think. The skeletons have been given a semblance of life through necromancy. Although these skeletons have no ligaments or musculature, their joints are bound with metal bolts, and their bones appear bound with leather straps and cords wound beneath their armor. Skeletons suffer less damage from any slashing or piercing weapons. Crushing weapons as clubs and hammers inflict normal damage. We should be. I'm probably going to forget all of this, and Abyssai. If you check some of the Abyssai, I don't know. For Abyssai, they didn't have a description about any combat weaknesses they have. So we maybe figure that out later. Small thug in any society, there are going to be people who can't live by the laws society lays down. Maybe they feel downtrodden and oppressed. Maybe they're driven to streets because they have no other options. Maybe they are just resentful. Whatever the cause, quite a large number of them choose to slip into a life of crime, living by preying of others. You've done it yourself. It does not mean it doesn't mean you like it any better when they're trying to prey on you. Trifling female, trifling male. They have goat-like legs, which makes me wonder. The description for I forgot her name. Iveen. Iveen was her name. I think Iveen was a tiefling or a Gitzerai. But yeah, Iveen wasn't important enough to be included as a entry here. Lower planes split evil across the cosmos. Lower planes spits evil across the cosmos, infecting everything it touches. Sometimes it swallows people. When they come back with the lower planes stamped across their faces and their souls. And sometimes they come back bearing children. A child who has been touched by the lower planes is called a tiefling. Being born with a soul that's unquestionably tainted with evil will do that. The reaction a tiefling earns while growing up scars it still further. It's not even them, it's it that they are using to describe this creature here. Tiefling tends to be loners, steering clear of trust and fronts, living their own lives. When they do trust, they do it sparingly and only over a long period of time, and it's rare that they will ever show it. At least the god legs are not showcased here. It may be so underneath. Females don't have horns. Males seem to have these horns. Town person female, the most miserable of miserable folk of Sigil. They have sunk as far as they can. Death would be a solace to most of them. They do what they must to survive, no matter how base that existence might be. They look like normal people, to be honest. Upper class townie, female. Male. I think this one was not there earlier. We did see this pompous looking gentleman earlier. Gentleman, whatever this is. This person was not here earlier. Power and wealth create privilege, a private law for those who know how to use them properly. When used correctly, they can create more wealth and power and keep a perpetuating cycle that shuts out the less fortunate and sometimes victimizes them. In Sigil, what this means is that you will run into a supercilious breed of humans whose experience tends to be limited by what is right and proper. This woman is a fine example of that. This man is a fine example of that. Wizard. Some people devote themselves to a life of blade, thinking with their thews. I don't know what a thew is. Let me quickly check what a thew is. Thew. Manner, custom, habit, form of behavior, muscle or strength, nerve, brawn, sinew. Thinking with their thews. Don't really know what that means. Others pursue a more larcenous career, letting their fingers do their talking. Still more pursue no special vocation. Oh, this is not talking about a wizard. That's why I was confused. So they are thinking with their thews in the sense they are being more physical in their actions rather than using their brain. Others pursue a more larcenous career, letting their fingers do their talking. Maybe more like thieves or like people who are more dexterous and utilize that. aspect of them. Still more pursue no special vocation, plodding dully through the tedium of the daily lives. That's not the wizard. The wizard seeks to understand and funnel the energies of the multiverse through his body, learning the secrets of existence and twisting them to achieve his own ends. They are dangerous foes. For they understand much and seek to comprehend still more. Some of them are mere head wizards, some achieve true greatness. All of them are potential threats. I know we have read this entry before. The thing is that we'll probably do it again at some later point because uh, with the big like newer context that we are receiving, these entries become more defined and like less confusing each time we read them. Zombie killing a normal human. Okay, we have finished reading the journal entries. I'm relieved that we got that out of the way. Let's maybe sleep and see if there are more offensive spells that we can put on Mr. Dakon. So to do that, we'll have to
Balance in all things.
open the mage, power of 1, and scripture of seal. Steals plus grants +1 to heal, +1 to saving throws to all creatures friendly to casters finish saving. Okay, so this will increase our attack power a lot for like 30 seconds. This might be useful because currently we are mostly like all of the buffs that we have set here are like this one and this one are like defensive buffs. So let's maybe have one offensive buff. Rain of Anger was nice. It is still less than one bite that Mort can give. Because it's 3 to 6 damage, we can hit two of them now with Mr. Dakon being level 3. He is level 3, right? Yeah. So we can, yeah, last time we did that, we did a maximum of 6 damage, which wasn't too good. So maybe something like this is again defensive. Okay, this is offensive. This is offensive. And we have this one as a defensive spell. So we will switch out Submerge the Will and do Scripture of Steel instead. It's an offensive spell. Then for ourselves, we have unlocked more slots, but we don't have spells. So we can maybe try to purchase some spells from. I don't know if she sells spells. If she sell spells, maybe we can try to learn them and then apply a couple of them here. We have unlocked some slots. We can add this one too. That's great. This one does quite a good damage maybe. Duration 5 seconds per 3 levels. We are currently level 4 or 5. It does 2 to 8 hit points of acid damage. For every 3 levels of acid, lasts 5 seconds longer. 28 points of damage for 5 seconds. So if we have, if we are level, for every 3 levels of caster, so we already are at above level 3, so it will hit at least twice at this point. If we are at level 6, it will hit 3 times, but I don't think we are level 6 yet. We are level 4, so it will hit once. Sorry, it should hit twice. Ideally, even if we are level 1, it should hit once. Since we are level 4, it should hit twice. So that's mage spell for so, and level 1 spells we are able to learn more. It feels like we'll get a lot of spells. And in level 3, do we have any spells? No. We can have up to level 4 spells now. Thing is that we have not learned any of these spells and we don't have any in our inventory. What is this one? Scroll of Fist Iron. It can be usable by mages. You should learn this. No point in not learning this. Scroll of Identify is something we can always use at the rust bench. So I'm not sure if there is any point in learning it twice, except for like identifying 2 items at once before sleeping again. I guess there is no harm in learning it again. We can see if it sells for a big amount of money, but I don't know. I can't see. where this will become useful. So let's learn this spell. Copy spell. Fist of Iron. Spell gives the caster fist the strength, durability of iron, turning it into a living weapon. Any punches the casters will do more damage than normal. The spell works only on Nameless One. When cast, all his normal attacks are +3 to hit and +6 to damage. +6 to damage. That's great. That's level 1 caster. Duration 5 seconds per level plus 5 seconds. So we can hit like 2 or 3 times maybe. And 5 seconds duration 5 seconds per level plus 5 seconds. So there is a base 5 seconds. We are level 4, level 3 or 4. I think we are level 4 right now. So if that is the case, then we have an additional 20 seconds. So total of 25 seconds. And as many hits as we can do, we can become like it's like a burst of damage for that first 25 seconds. This can be quite useful in taking down a really empowered enemy quickly, since it gives +6 to damage. We will have some base damage. We need to equip some sort of knuckles, which we don't have. I'm not sure if mages can use knuckles, but at least they can use base fist, like bare fist. So this should be useful. And that was a level 1 spell, which is again something that's nice to think of. 2/5 piercing, not useful like priest. That's fine. We'll check with the. Let me quickly see the weight that everyone can carry. Dakon can carry 170 pounds. 250. Oh my god, this has increased so much. I don't think it was 250 last time. It was much lower. What is affecting the carrying capacity? So little charisma. Is this charisma decreasing? I feel like it's decreasing. Okay, see, 18. What the hell is this? 18 out of 51. What does that mean? Why is there a green color here? Intelligence. When I hover over strength, it doesn't show anything. Constitution, charisma, dexterity, wisdom, intelligence, and you go to strength and it shows nothing. What's up with strength? Is it glitched out? No, you can see strength here. Did we trigger any buffs on Mr. Mort to do that? Resistance versus saving throws, weapon percentages, ability bonuses currently affected by power of 1. I think maybe power of 1 is like making this kind of glitched out maybe. So let's quickly check what power of 1 does. Power of 1, 30 minutes per level. Duration 30 minutes per level. Speed 2. Person touched. And from Get the Barrier Queen came the knowing of oneself, and from the knowing came immense power. The spell increases target strength score by a certain number of points, or 10th of points above 18, which will still be qualified by race class restrictions. The spell cannot bestow a strength of 21 or greater. The bonus is as follows: Priest, Rogue, Warrior, Wizard. It pains me to look at this, whatever this is right now. We'll come back to it later. It has had some effect on Mort. That's all that I can understand right now. I don't know what the bar means. Yeah. And here is the mysterious Taco. Still, we don't know. Number of attacks: 1, 1.5. What is number of attacks? Is it the speed of attacks? Why is it 33 out of 33? What is happening? His health is drained.
Your will be done.
I have no idea what is going on.
You know what? We should get some female zombies to join this party, right, Chief?
Okay, his health was seemed to be replaced by numbers, which scares me. Let's talk to Mabeth to see if she has any scrolls. Okay, she has a lot of scrolls. They seem to be affordable. It's very tempting to buy these. Remove curses might be useful later in the line when we are cursed. I wonder if we'll be able to rush back to her to buy it at that point. So I don't want to spend 900 commons right now to get a spell. Let's look at some of the others. A chromatic spell is something we have already. Level 1 spell. Identify is something we have. Magic missile allows user to copy magic missile 80 feet. Area effect 1 creature, 2 to 5 points of damage with no saving throw possible. In addition, caster gains 1 extra missile every 2 levels for a total of 5 missiles at level 9. So currently if we are level 4, we have additional 2 missiles. So that's 3 missiles total with an average of like 3.5 points of damage. So I'm always forgetting what our level is. We are level 4, okay? And Dakon and Mort is level 5. He's getting so much experience from the kills, from combat, that he's leveling up faster than Nameless One, putting everyone to shame. Wow, look at the hair. Are these beads or is it just dirt? Jesus Christ. He makes Mort look good in comparison. Let's look at the scrolls again. Yeah, I'm not sure if this increased the number of scrolls available to us. Pacify. So images. As magically pacify 2 to 8 creatures. 2-8 creatures of 6 HD or less in the area effect. This will affect all types of creatures except for 100. When cast, the creature must immediately make a saving throw as a spell. If they fail, they will stop all activities and require any exertion, including argument, combat, etc. From here, the affected creatures will fall into a deep slumber. The affected creature will remain in this state for the duration of the spell if left unharmed. If attacked, they automatically gain a new saving throw to try and break the spell. 40 duration, 5 seconds per level. So this is kind of like a sleep, AoE sleep. 2 to 8 creatures, non-undead. Okay. I wonder what the number of 2 to 8, how will be decided. But it can immediately pacify everyone. Seems like a good spell to have. And it's only 120. Scroll of Magic Missile also is interesting. Scroll of Fronts. 5 to 20 seconds plus 5 seconds per level. Allows user to cast Fronts. Once Charm, once Beauty, and once Charisma is oftentimes the key to gaining the trust of strangers. Charm, Beauty, and Charisma. Stretch of strangers and creating new friends. When cast, the caster temporarily gains 2 to 8 points of charisma, which would be helpful in making new friends or opening new paths. I don't know how specific the use case would be, or if it will be useful in combat or just in like general exploration. We'll keep that off for now. This is very unique, but I don't know its effectiveness, so we'll hold off on that. Allows user to cast blindness 90 feet per 30 feet per level. How frail is a body when it depends upon its eyes? When sight is removed, things become harder to hit and the sufferer becomes an easier target. If targeted creature fails saving throw, the creature will be stuck with blindness, suffer a -4 penalty to attack rolls, +4 bonus to all opponents' attack rolls. These are all like simple enough spells, so there is no point in like not getting them. Blood Bridge, we have it already. We can maybe purchase one more. At the moment, we don't feel forced into that corner yet. Scroll of Swamp Curse. Range 100 feet. Duration 15 seconds. Speed 2. I don't know what speed 2 actually means. All that scuttles, creeps, and swarms shall be invited to dine on a victim of your choosing. Being a swarm of insects brings a swarm of insects to attack all those in the area. Bring a swarm of insects to attack all those in the area effect. They inflict 1 to 4 plus caster level by 3 points of damage every 5 seconds. for 15 seconds. No one can cast a spell while within the swarm. This can be used as a disable against mages casting spells from afar, like doing huge damage. At least for 15 seconds, they might be silenced while we can try to like swarm them, maybe. So this is useful. Scroll of Horror, 75 feet with 30 feet radius. Saving throw, I don't know, negated. I don't know what this is. What this means. Your horror is perhaps the greatest equalizer in existence, causing both the weakest and the strongest to lose their courage and flee in cowardice. This spell causes all non-undead creatures in a 30-foot radius of the target point to flee in terror from the area if they fail their saving throw. These are all so interesting. These spells. Okay, I think we can get most of them. Scroll of Luck. Fortune, Chance, Kismet, 2-8 point bonus to the target's 2-8 point bonus to the target's luck for 5 seconds per level of the caster. This bonus increases the chance of success in various efforts as attacking, thieving, saving throws. We're not going to use that because again we are unsure of its effectiveness since it's like a role-based thing which is it's not even made clear how effective they will become. Inaccessible, the locked can be freed within one's grasp with this incantation. With knock, all doors, chests, boxes or shackles shall be unlocked, but doesn't affect the barred gates and the like. In addition, it can only affect up to 2 impediments per spell. This is extremely useful. We can go back to near the Rotten Williams hideout to break into that container. We can write on the painted door, even though it's not a door. Scroll of Blur. Blurring forms spirit cause one to be hard to see, touch, gaining a greater advantage in battle. Blur causes wizard form to shift in blur, making it much more difficult to attack the caster. It causes all the incoming attacks to be made at a -3 penalty and grants the wizard +1 on all saving throws. So if we are taking so much damage, he can kind of cast Scroll of Blur to have some effectiveness. I am concerned about the amount of commons we are spending, so let's buy this and let's sell some of these things that have been like hanging around our inventory for so long. CDN earrings, I don't know, just like at this point seeing something that has not made sense to us still sticking around. Usable only by thieves. We are not a thief. I don't know if some thief will appear amongst us. This is that problem with RPGs where we get obsessed with hoarding things and like never using them until it's like too late and the game is over. This is also like one of the first items we gain, so we keep it here, thinking that it'll come in handy. Damn. Aid, steal, identify. Steal option. If we were a thief, we could have done something about it. Gaudy ring. Nothing to sell here either. We will at some point drop some of these items. His health is still affected, so not sure what that is about. Okay, let's learn all of these items. Copy spell. Oh, okay. So how do you add it twice? You don't add it twice. You don't have to learn it twice. You can just double click and add it twice, I think. Scroll of Knock. Scroll of Blur. Scroll of Horror. Copy spell. Pacify. Magic Missile. This will sell. Immediately let us sell this item. Came to purchase. It's doing some quick housekeeping. I want to sell this earring so much. Quick save. And let's try to learn some mage spells so that when we sleep we learn them. Oh, so level 2 spells. We can't learn much of these. Adders kiss, blur, horror. I didn't realize that these were level 2. Okay, I thought some of them were level 1. Magic missile. Pacify. Pacify. Fist of Iron is so good. Chromatic orb. Such an annoyingly long description to try to figure out what it does. I'm tempted to like get rid of it and get something else just so that I don't have to deal with the complex description. This does not seem too effective. You can keep it though. Magic missile, pacify. Magic missile is quite effective at this moment. One extra missile per 2 levels. We'll get total of 3 missiles to 2 to 5 points of damage. If we have good rolls, it should be higher than 2, hopefully. Armor, blindness, fist of iron. Maybe let's. Oh no, don't do that. Magic missile or fist of iron. 5 seconds per level, 5 seconds. So currently we'll have 25 seconds with at least plus 6 damage. That seems so much more effective than magic missile. So I'll put this here. This one blood bridge, which will allow Mort, who is never hurt, right? So far in combat, we have so much bandage and cloth charms stored in with us, and we never had to use it. So it seems like it's just a novel idea, but not really going to be useful at this moment, where combat isn't that complex yet. Horror. Blur. Swarm Curse. This seems effective. I want to use this at some point, but let's save it for a different occasion. We are coming back to Hive in a later time, and we'll maybe rest here and equip this knock and then go knock on some doors. Quick save. Rest. Can we rest here? That'd be fine. Or say a mess of blankets in the corner that would serve. Okay, so we'll stop here for now, and in the next episode, we'll make our way to Buried Village through Trash Warrens. Let's stand in front of the portal just so that we know our objective. So let's make our way to the portal here. I think it's the... See, this is still so concerning. I don't understand what this is. 33 out of 33.
It is I.
Why does it show it like that? God damn it. Currently affected by nothing. Okay, great.
Your path is mine.
I'm gone.
Isn't there a portal here? Alright, we'll enter Trash Warrens and make a save and stop there. This is our faction, I guess.